Listen, I enjoy a girl whispering in my ear as much as the next guy, but this is a little bit out of my
Yeah, I mean,
out
I
of my
don't.
zone, you know. Welcome to the Spaghetti Junction. I'm Bruce.
I'm Gareth.
We talk about things. We just don't know where they're gonna go.
True that, man. So how you been, pal?
Oh, dude, been alright, eh? It's been 2 weeks since I lost.
True that.
Since our first attempt
Exactly.
at this podcast,
This
where
thing,
we got
yes.
rained on as well, and considering the clouds building up over Joburg on this Sunday afternoon, I think we're gonna get rained on again.
And now my problem with rain is that not that one. Is that the roof in my kitchen? There's a section in the roof that is basically falling apart bit by bit. So the more that it rains, obviously it drips through. And I told my landlord about it. So my concern is it could be now, it could be next week. We're boom, and then I'm nowhere in the ark, and I don't really want to have that.
So basically, we need to sort out the monetization of this podcast like seriously fast.
That's actually a valid point, because then I can actually fix the damn roof for myself. I like that actually. The question is, how do we go about that?
Baby steps. We'll
Okay, fine.
We'll get there.
Okay. Is this the baby that your mum threw out of the bath?
With the bath water. That would have been me.
Oh, that was you. Sorry, it wasn't your mum. Your mum is not that horrible.
No, she's
not. Your mum is a nice person.
My mom is awesome.
She's wonderful. Thank you.
So I think the biggest news going on with you is that you have a new addition.
Oh yes.
Well, basically, it's kind of like
I had a baby. Okay, let's just bring it out in the open. I have a child. He's only about 3.5 months old.
You can
and he poops and eats and sleeps. So pretty much I have a child.
You can be the male equivalent of what a lot of girls say on Tinder, where they say they're dog moms. You're a dog dad.
I don't know. No, the only reason why I thought people called women dogs is for a whole other reason.
No.
And that's wrong, Bruce.
No.
Who the hell calls them a dog mum?
No, they call themselves that because they don't have kids, but they do have pets.
That's so weird. I've never heard.
Cat mom, dog mom, whatever.
I'd rather have a cat woman. Personally.
Wouldn't we all?
I don't care about the dogs.
Wouldn't we all?
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah,
they call themselves a dog. What?
A dog mom, because they've got pets and they like to tell potential guys that on Tinder. Because
that's a great selling point.
Yeah, apparently so. I don't know.
Oh anyway. Wow, man, she's hot. Person next to, not as much, but she's a dog mom.
Woo!
Boom, boom, boom.
So tell us a little bit about this little guy that has now come into your life and has changed everything.
He's changed the carpets, that's for sure. It's poop a lot. His name is Flash, awesome. And he's a bit of a mix and mash. The dog's mum is called Bubbles for some reason. I don't know, it's a weird name. Black and a little bit of white. And Pumbaa, which is a better name, is brown.
Cool.
Flash is white.
Crazy.
Don't know how they came out of the two, but he came out white.
All right.
Maybe he was left really long in the washing machine.
Maybe.
It's good to know.
Maybe, because he came out with all the other puppies, and all puppies
although I didn't watch, actually. I don't know if it specifically came out of her. Well.
Maybe.
Immaculate.
Maybe.
Immaculate child.
Easy immaculate conception!
So, Flash, yeah. So, he's about 3.5 months now. He's very, very cool.
And
I have a bed for him. I have toys. The whole malarkey.
And malarkey.
I know. So I know.
And
malarkey.
You were just telling me he even has his own Instagram page already. Nice
he
one.
Does.
Well done for getting onto that.
He actually does have his own Instagram page.
Very cool.
I said to someone I know that he has an Instagram page before I do, which is actually fine. So he has his own.
It's true.
I know, my little dog. So the Instagram account is called Flash and Beans.
Flash and Beans, cool.
Because Flash the dog, and I think most of you guys will know. And if you don't know, if you haven't met me, my nickname is Beanie. Bring it down to Beans, and so I thought it was actually a pretty cool name.
Very cool.
Flash and Beans.
Cool. All right.
which is obviously flash underscore and underscore and it's Father Christmas. Hey, buddy. Do you actually know why I have that specific message tone on my phone?
No, tell the whole world.
Okay.
Now you get to tell the whole world
Thank
why you have that.
The whole
why
world.
that
Like
message
how many
tone.
you think right now?
Well, what's the whole world? 8 billion people.
Wow. No pressure.
No, but not all of them are on YouTube. That's the
Oh,
problem.
that's true, actually, yeah. So, the reason why I have that tone, because it makes me think it's almost a new year and 2020 is behind us.
Ah, look at you.
No, I have to.
I like it,
I
man.
have to keep positive.
I know, dude. I think
So whenever
we'll have
I
to
hear
keep
it, I normally wouldn't have it because it's like, it's not even Christmas or
Yeah,
New Year.
I know.
But I have to hear a reminder that this year's almost done.
I get you.
It has to.
No,
Because this has been a year.
I'm totally there with you. I cannot wait for this to all be behind us. I really hope that next year is better.
Well, in this country, if people actually wear their masks and stuff. I was at the shops, as we always do, and almost every person in that shop, plus the people working on the till and management, majority were wearing masks. I always say majority, not all properly, and they had it over their mouth but not over their
Over the
noses.
nose, yeah,
and that pisses me
yeah,
off.
that's a typical thing that happens a lot.
And it's like, so you think because you blocked your mouth, the virus is going to say, oh, well, his nose is there, but it doesn't look as exciting as the mouth. I'm not going to touch you.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. It is that.
Dum-dums. But we won't go into that because I can get a little bit irritated. On your side, you were speaking specifically on... don't look at me so
What was
strange.
I?
You were going to talk to me about your music.
Oh yes. Yeah, I actually I'm quite excited. Next weekend, Saturday, I have my first sort of proper live acoustic singing and playing set that I'm going to do in
Nice.
front of an audience. It's very chilled. It's just
Audience of one, but yes, carry on.
It's just for a farewell
It's
party.
his mum. Carry on.
It's just going to be very chilled, but it is sort of a nice sort of way to ease into getting back to gigging in some shape or form. And I hope it opens the doors for other things. So we'll see, because I'm needing to get back out there and playing in front of audiences and stuff like that. And if I have to do it on my own, then that's the way I'm going to do it.
So do you do it normally though before audiences? Do you play to yourself in the mirror? That's an audience of one. I'm just trying to work out how you've been doing.
No,
this.
but I do need to start playing. I need to start filming this stuff to put it on my Instagram page, so we can.
Because
so we can
your
get it out
stuff is on Facebook, eh? I mean on YouTube.
Sort of, but I haven't put stuff on YouTube for a long time.
So what is your channel?
So my YouTube is
We don't care.
Bruce Klein. Wow. But just make sure you put in Bruce Klein guitar, otherwise a really random, really famous mountain biker comes up and I'm not him. So yeah.
Ah,
So
that's good to know.
good job.
Okay.
Cool.
And then you were mentioning that you went to your buddy's house.
Oh,
and
yes,
I
I
wanted to
went
hear that story. I mean, I'm glad you're getting back into guitar.
A friend of mine has what he calls a Rocktober party once a year.
Yeah,
And he's a diehard rock and roll fan. He's an ex-guitar student of mine. Actually, that's how we met, and we just stayed mates when he stopped lessons. And he's got a really cool house for entertaining and stuff. And he's got a custom-made beer pong table and foosball and a bar area. And
wow,
it's very cool. And he always has a theme, so it's a dress-up party as well. And this was on Saturday the 31st, so it was Halloween.
I see. What did you
so we all had to dress up. So the theme was basically like dead rock stars, because of Halloween and stuff. Yeah. And so I went as John Bonham, the original drummer from Led Zeppelin, who has now passed away. So I had a crazy wig and a fake moustache and all kinds of things.
I like that.
I'm gonna show you some photos.
Definitely.
And yeah, that was very cool. Also, just came down. There was that massive storm last Saturday.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Joburg.
It was very hard.
And then slept for 3 hours, and then had to go and play at church with my friend Chris, who actually did 2 sets at the same party.
Oh wow!
Because he is the worship leader as well at Rayma.
See how the whole year.
And so we had to go and
at Rayma, you say?
Rayma Westrand. Rayma.
Oh,
in
Westrand.
Okay. Not the main.
Oh,
church.
not with Green, whatever his name is.
Not with Raymond Green.
Raymond Green.
And what was quite cool is that was the first time, that Sunday was the first time in about 7 years that Chris and I had actually played on stage together, because we were in a band called, firstly, if you want to go and check this out, Christian Heath Band, and then we were called
which
Nova
wasn't bad at
Rain.
all, actually.
And then we were called Nova Rise. And so yeah, and Chris and I have always stayed mates.
Oh, so he's okay, cool.
So yeah, that's what
Awesome.
happened. Yeah, so I had to come back from the party to actually go through the songs as well, because I didn't have too much
must
time
have
to
been
practice.
finished.
So 1:00 in the morning, there's Bruce sitting playing through the songs.
Nothing like waiting for the last point, eh?
I had a rehearsal on the Thursday night as well.
Yeah.
Just didn't have too much other extra time to practice. We are 10 minutes into this, and we need to get into our...
We need to get somewhere.
We need to get somewhere, so we need to get into our topic for today, which we're talking...
We didn't even bring it up in the beginning.
We didn't.
Like we were supposed to.
Look at us breaking the rules already.
Exactly.
That's what it likes.
So the topic is...
like bad boys.
So we're actually not going to explain it much more, because we are heading into it now. But we're heading into a subject called AMSR. Is that correct?
ASMR.
Oh, ASMR. And I know at first it sounds a little bit of a hanky-panky, but it's not. What does it stand for? And then we'll break into it.
It stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Fantastic. On that point.
On that and on that note.
On that note.
We'll see you guys on the other side of this.
This podcast is sponsored by 2021, because nobody wants anything to do with 2020.
Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, or ASMR for short. Mm-hmm. This is basically, for you who don't know, it's videos, visual and also auditory stimulation of your brain and of your senses, which creates sort of tingles, if you like, and those feelings of euphoria and feel goods, and all those happiness feelings, just from watching and listening to what some people would think are very satisfying sounds, relaxing, all of that kind of thing. And Gareth brought this. Gareth suggested this.
I don't know why I did
this topic to me, and I hadn't really heard about it before. So, dude, tell me why. Where did this come from? What made you suggest this for our topic today?
It's like a random thing, because I'm on YouTube a lot. I follow a lot of I think the things which I watch or listen to on podcasts are different to what you watch and listen on podcasts, which I think is why we do it so well.
Yes.
And I just found it. I'm not even sure how I came across it. I think I read an article somewhere. But it just fascinates me that how many millions you were saying?
Oh, yes.
30 million odd?
I couldn't believe the popularity. I mean, look, guys, these are just facts off the Wikipedia page. But apparently by 2018, there were over 13 million videos uploaded to YouTube of this ASMR sort of phenomenon, if you like. It's kind of blown up.
Yeah, I mean, it just fascinates me because it's something different. Okay, now fair enough. It's been going since 2010, but I think a lot of people have only really been aware of it maybe this last year. I may be wrong. Probably right. I am. I'm just saying things that I think is true. Right. So for me, I just find it fascinating. I don't know. I just like the not the norm things on YouTube, because so much stuff on YouTube it's just similar, and it's been hashed before, and it's been doing it before. Yeah. But I just find it fascinating, because it's like, why would people even get into it? Like each video is a few million views or listens, because you don't have to actually watch it if you really don't want to watch it. Then you can just listen to it.
Wow. Okay, what was that?
Well, it's on the way for a storm, I think. So anyways, I mean, I enjoy things that are different. It's like, for example, on music stuff.
Yes.
We both like rock, but I also like things that are a little bit just like not what I would normally listen to.
Yeah, your tastes of your musical tastes have always been more eclectic than mine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Especially when there's a strobe light, I get very eclectic. Okay, sorry.
Oh, jeez, look at him.
But I can make that joke because I actually have.
You can. You're
I
allowed
can.
to. You're allowed to make epileptic jokes.
Yeah, in fact, it makes a joke that I. Sorry, no, we're going to segue. I'll bring that in our next conversation. Just remind me next week. Well, that will do it. So, sorry. So back on this, yes.
So basically, one of the definitions that we found for this would be basically things that trigger what is called a low-grade euphoria by auditory or visual stimulation. So I think it also comes down to watching very satisfying videos of things being cut up in a factory and
Yes, that's right.
videos of things that are things in order and all beautifully symmetrical, beautifully symmetrical, whatever. And then but the auditory thing is what fascinates me, because I'm not too sure about this auditory thing, because I don't think it really affects me that much, because I gave it a try.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, it's very calming. And it also gives those sort of tingles that basically start at the top of your head and move all the way down your body.
Wow.
And can give you like cold shivers and
Sure.
and it like that. And like we've seen as well, it can also be a bit of a sexual stimulation as well, which is very interesting. So stop smiling like that, dude.
So what are we listening to?
I guess we would be remiss if we didn't actually give an example of what this ASMR sounds like. So this is basically someone who's whispering into a very highly sensitive microphone, also making little noises with it's a girl, so she's using her fingernails on something to tap. She's also now blowing into the microphone. Obviously the microphones are very sensitive as well. They also use stereo microphones. So if you listen on headphones, it goes from left to right. It uses kind of 3D sound in order to do this. We can hear it moving from one side to the other.
Do we have to know what she's saying, by the way?
We don't have to know what she's saying. It's more the voice and the sounds of her mouth and all of that kind of thing. And apparently this is really soothing.
I know.
But I don't know about it, man. I don't think it's soothing at all.
It could be anything. If you're not watching, your mind's going like...
I know.
What's your first thought of what that sound is? Or what she's doing?
I don't know, man.
Okay, my mind's gone wrong, so I won't tell you what I thought.
Listen, I enjoy a girl whispering in my ear as much as the next guy, but this is a little bit out of my...
Yeah, I mean...
Out of my zone, you know?
I don't know if I like it or not.
I think we've had enough of her now.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I like it or not. Oh, so she's not... Let me just bring it up for one last track. She's playing with Q-tips. Putting one to the end and just moving it to the other end. So you hear it from the left to the right.
Yeah.
But
it sounds like she's kind of doing too much though. It's like it's not very soothing because it sounds very busy.
This one is irritating me.
Yeah, this is
I will not sleep. I'm not going to be relaxed. This is like a house full of mice.
It is.
And it's supposedly soothing.
All right, dude. I think we've had quite enough of that.
Sorry. What did you think, Bruce?
I really don't know about that too much.
That was just weird.
I know.
I don't know why people find it satisfying.
I don't know either, because I don't think.
I just don't get it.
I don't think it's. But anyway, 13 million videos can't be wrong.
Well, they can be, but just with the wrong people.
Probably.
Thank you. Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
So I want to actually bring in exactly what the reasoning behind it. Just give me. So exactly what ASMR actually means. Okay, so the A is autonomous, which is spontaneous, self-governing with or without control. Sensory obviously is about the senses of sensation. Meridian is signifying a peak, climax, or point of highest development, which, by the way, we can actually talk about after this.
Yeah.
And response, referring to an experience triggered by something external or internal.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people, I actually can't say a lot of people, but I'm guessing there's a large portion that with ASMR, there was a bit of a sexual connotation to it too. There was a bit of a, because look, I mean, fair enough, you know, you're like having this girl whispering all the time. I have to say, when I first heard it, I tried to get my mind on the straight and narrow, you know, it's all about, you know, relaxation
Yes.
and soothing. But I'll be honest, I felt a bit disturbed. I don't know what you felt when you first heard it.
I got to be honest. When I checked out a couple of videos, one of the ones that I did talk about, and it's always girls who are doing this. You don't have any guys who are whispering sweet nothings into a stereo microphone.
Praise God.
It's always a pretty girl doing their thing.
Not all pretty girls. I mean, it's like 13 million. Oh, wait, that's 13 million videos. So does that mean there's 13 million? No, because other people do like 4 or 5 videos. Carry on. Okay, cool. Yes. Sorry, I'm just trying to work this out of my head.
Like we say here on the Spaghetti Junction, you just don't know where they're going to go. And we went there. Actually, Gareth did.
So look, this actually very interestingly came up. A person in 2010 that she came up with these wordings.
Yes.
So somehow this one woman
she sort of suggested that this is what it would be called.
And she said that she explained that she selected the words meridian to replace the word orgasm, which is
right.
Because it's. I mean, look, I don't think everything, but it's very easy to sexualize a lot of things.
Yeah. What was her name though? The name of the
Ellen.
lady. Oh yes.
I'm just calling her Ellen because
Doctor.
I don't remember the rest of her name. But look, maybe let's discuss as to why do you think it's so popular?
My thinking around this is that we live in a. I think we probably live in a much more emotion-driven culture than what we used to. We are definitely in a feels before reels scenario when we, you know, if you look at how easily people are triggered by certain things from an emotional point of view. Men especially are a lot more emotional these days than they used to be. You know, men growing up in the 50s and the 60s, whatever, very stoic, very kind of, you know, boys don't cry vibe, whatever. Now you've got men who are either, you know, sort of influenced a lot by maybe mainstream media or whatever to be more emotional, in touch with their feelings, that kind of thing. But then, and people, I think, you know, especially now 2020, it hasn't been great, and people want to feel good.
I think that's why this has probably blew up so well.
I think so.
I would imagine. I'm guessing, but I think this year was one of its highest watchings because exactly what you're saying. I mean, where we are at home a lot more. Well, yes, yeah. I think we are meant to be indoors more than outdoors. I think a lot of people are working from home.
Definitely.
People like myself and yourself, I guess. You know, single and stuff. You know, and I mean, I don't, but I would imagine, you know, that a large portion of people watching and listening would be guys. I'm guessing. You know.
Possibly, yeah.
And they're home alone and stuff, and maybe just for that kind of reason, maybe there is an excitement part of it. Maybe there is a, you know, a zing in it, a zing-a-ling.
And I mean, and there's obviously a you know, if people weren't looking for these on YouTube, then 13 million videos would not have been uploaded.
Exactly.
So
unless one person was like really, really bored and said, I'm just going to launch until at least one person watches my 575 videos. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there
that's
could
a
be that as
possibility.
well. Yeah, there's
So
a
it's
distinct possibility of that.
Someone was like really lonely. That guy by himself, working from home. You know that same guy we spoke about.
I think
Maybe
so.
he like punted out like 575 of these things.
Possibly, yeah. You never know.
No, it does.
But I think in this age of people want to feel better about life, and they will turn to whatever helps them get those good feels.
Yeah.
You know, and look, you know what? If you're gonna sit and listen to a girl scraping her fingertips over stereo microphones, it's a hell of a lot better than snorting cocaine or sticking going on crystal meth. To feel good.
I mean, I guess you make up. Oh, the only reason why is because it's for free.
It's also true,
Yes.
Yeah, crystal meth you got to pay for. YouTube, not so much.
You don't, yeah. You just pay for in a lot of guilt afterwards.
Yeah. But I must say, when I first started looking into this after you'd spoken to me,
yeah.
I remember I did experience something like this, but a long time ago. And people might remember that there was this thing going around. I think it was getting shared on people's phones or whatever, but it was literally called the virtual haircut. Okay. I don't know if you ever heard it or whatever. And you had to listen to it with headphones.
Yeah.
And it was literally like someone was cutting your hair. Because you could hear, because it was in 3D sound, so you could hear the scissors going around to one side of your head, going over the top, going to the back, and everything. It was brilliant, and for its time, I mean, this was years ago.
Yeah.
But it was pretty freaky, and it did actually kind of give you those little shivers and those little tingles, because you knew it almost felt like you had scissor blades near your ears, and just like you were getting an actual haircut, which is amazing. And considering how you and me have never had,
I was actually about to say that would be the closest to a real haircut that we would have ever experienced.
You and I would have had in a long time. Correct. So I think that was probably one of the very first types of ASMR type of audio experiences that people had.
Yeah.
And then maybe from that it sort of steamrolled into
makes people happy.
Into this.
I mean, I know we're almost done with the blog. With a blog. Where am I on, dude? So I used to blog, but this is way cooler. I want to if you don't mind, to like add a few things as to like why do people actually, what makes them happier? Why?
Yeah, that would be an interesting.
Why would they do it? They are called triggers, yes. And some are, as we were saying, listening to a softly spoken or whispering voice, watching somebody attentively execute a mundane task, such as preparing food.
That is so weird.
I know.
I don't know.
Although if you're married, it's like, yes.
Yeah, you're watching someone cook your meal.
You can cook my food anytime. You cut that bread.
You can make me that
you
sandwich.
Stir that pasta. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it also makes me think, of that one where you can actually watch and listen, or just listen to people eating their food.
That one is
what's that about?
One is strange. You literally are hearing people like,
crunching.
You're crunching and chewing food in like 8K sound quality.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry.
That reminds me of my gran, when we had this like like a huge family meal, and she had false teeth, and it's very difficult to eat when you're hearing that.
Oh. No.
And then, so I mean, to listen to that.
Yeah.
Why would you want to put yourself through like a meal full of pain of hearing somebody crunching? Like, I mean,
I don't know.
Didn't their mother bring them up properly? I don't know.
With 8 billion people on the planet, people are gonna be into strange things, and
yes.
Yeah, we know that.
I mean, whoa. That's another podcast.
That's another podcast.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
No, under 18 is what I'm saying.
I think, but I do like that on that list that they did bring in listening to certain types of music, because I think, as with both of us being musicians, I mean, when we listen to certain songs, I mean, those hairs just stand up on your arms, and you get good. You get those goosebumps. You get those feels.
Yeah.
From particular songs. Maybe it could just be an incredible line of lyrics. It could be a melody. It could be how the chorus just drops in on on a song, just a
Yeah.
and that I had it today. I was practicing singing through some songs, and I had it happen to me as I was actually singing one of the songs, and the song was "Boys of Summer" by
No
Don
ways.
Henley.
Wow.
Probably one of my favorite songs ever, and I like.
You gave yourself
do
the thrills.
I do a cover of it, and I think I was maybe just so in the moment. I was just so enjoying playing it and singing it, and it just felt great. And I felt those tingles, and literally started in my head, came down over my shoulders, and it's like, wow.
So pretty much what I'm getting from this is that it's locked down. There's no hookups. The fastest thing to feeling all the way down your body, whatever, is by playing.
Just pick up the guitar and play.
See, and it's cheaper.
There's
There's no dating.
I know.
There's no chance of
Yeah.
stuff.
There's also, so that's safer. That's also true.
So, and you can play with it anytime you want. On that perfect note, hopefully you guys will, have learned, a little bit more about this stuff. We have. Are you going to be listening to much of that?
Probably not. I think I'm going to go back to just singing and playing guitar. I think that's about as much ASMR as I can take.
And I agree with you. I think after this podcast, I'm not going near ASMR. It was interesting. I learned a few things, but what it mostly gave me was just the
not in a good way.
and not in a good way, not the way that they were wanting. So, dude.
Cool, man.
It's been interesting.
It's been interesting, and with this one, we actually kept a half an hour.
Well done.
And we're gonna try and do that.
Yeah.
So we've got the counter in red, kind of staring at us the whole time. So
yes, so we have to pretty much end it off now, just so you guys don't get like, okay, wow, this is really getting long. We're gonna stop listening to the next one.
Cool.
So it's been real, guys. Have a good one, and we'll definitely catch you sooner than later, and if about a week or two.
That's it.
Or maybe shorter. Because if you are binging it now, then you can just go into the next one now.
That'd be awesome. Please
Fantastic.
do.
Great.
You've been listening to the Spaghetti Junction. This is Gareth.
And I'm Bruce.
Look how that one worked.
Pretty good.
Cheers, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
All right. Adios.
Bye.